The Sacramento Kings may have finally reached the point where hope turns into hard decisions. After a brutal 41-point loss to a Memphis team missing its stars, the signs are impossible to ignore. Sacramento has become one of the league's weakest offenses and defenses, buried near the bottom in almost every meaningful metric. Only the Wizards have a worse point differential, and the Kings' struggles feel deeper than just bad luck. There are fair excuses. A new point guard, a revolving door of lineups, and Domantas Sabonis, their lone established star, shuffling in and out of availability. Now he's expected to miss time with a partially torn meniscus. Keegan Murray has only just returned, and the team around him still looks disjointed. But even with that context, the roster never made much sense. The chemistry is off, the balance is off, and Doug Christie seems to be running out of ways to ask his players to simply compete. Kings fans deserve more than this cycle of stalled potential. With the team collapsing early, it feels like the moment to shift direction and map out a younger, more promising future. That starts by examining the veterans at the center of Sacramento's identity and asking who fits their timeline, who brings value, and who should be moved. Sabonis is the toughest to evaluate. His resume is impressive, and his offensive strengths are undeniable. He screens, passes, rebounds, and can score with power. But his shooting is unreliable, his post-ups are decreasing in both volume and impact, and playoff defenses have consistently exposed his limitations. His defensive fit is even trickier. He isn't mobile enough to contain guards, and he doesn't protect the rim well enough to anchor a traditional drop coverage. He needs a system built around him, and only a few teams have the roster and financial flexibility to make that work. Zach LaVine presents a different challenge. He's a dynamic scorer having one of his most efficient seasons, thriving as an off-ball weapon and finishing at a high level. But he isn't a playmaker, and he isn't a defender. To maximize him, a team needs a strong defensive core and a creator who can run the offense. There are places where his fit makes sense, but he isn't a plug-and-play star. DeMar DeRozan is the most movable of the group. His mid-range craft is still elite, and he remains a steady playmaker. He doesn't stretch the floor or defend well, but his contract and experience make him an easier piece for a contender to absorb, especially one needing half-court scoring stability. Sacramento's problems aren't simple, and the solutions won't be either. But the window for change is open, and for the first time in a long time, the Kings need to step through it.